Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. And today I'm going to have a look at a puzzle called Another Brick in the Wall by Erebus, which I am looking forward to. First of all, I do want to mention the stream, which will be going ahead on Thursday evening. And Simon will be going back into the witness world, probably for the last time, to have a look at the Music Box Challenge if he can, and find out how to do it if he can. We really have no idea how this is going to go. Not that we ever know how any of them are going to go, but going to be very interested to see what happens there. Now, also tomorrow is the last day of the padlocked puzzle hunt. So if you are approaching a solution on that, send it in by 4 p.m. our time tomorrow. If you haven't begun it, I wouldn't bother starting. I don't think anybody has got through it in less than 24 hours. So that is coming up tomorrow. So that is the deadline. That's on Patreon, by the way. That's our Patreon October content. We are looking forward to bringing you something very interesting for November, certainly with more approachable puzzles, but with the emphasis on more. There are a lot of them. Anyway, that is going to be very interesting too. Now, what else is going on? Well, there's our apps. I'm not sure exactly what the position is at the moment, but I hope to find out today. I think things are looking up, but I don't know. I don't know exactly what's going on, and I don't know what we're going to do going forward either. We have to work that one out for sure. But the apps are currently all available on the App Store and certainly on Steam, and at least 5 of them are available on Google Play, and we hope the other couple shortly. So they're there, and of course the SUDOKU pad, which has had an update and is in very good working order at the moment. Do update that if you haven't lately, and there is occasional new content gets dropped on that now as well. So that's worth getting to. Great work by Sven there. So let's have a look at this puzzle then. This is by Erebus. I don't know who that is at all. Now the rule set, the one that will pop up if you play the puzzle in our software, which is the first link under the grid. Now this doesn't explain what normal Kropki rules, normal XV rules, and normal killer rules are, because in the interests of succinctness. But under the video in the description field we do, and I will explain them now. So there is one killer cage with a total. There are a lot of cages. I'll come back to those in a moment. But there's one which has a number in it. Those 2 cells add up to 11. Wherever X connects 2 cells, I'm going to have to get a drink of water before I carry on. Sorry. Hang on a sec. Do excuse the cut, but it's better than me coughing and spluttering my way through the next 3 minutes. Right, I was saying we got through the killer cage. The X joins to those 2 cells add up to 10. There's only one X. Those 2 cells add up to 5. There's only one V. These 2 cells, connected by a black dot, must contain digits with a ratio of 1 to 2. So that could be 1, 2, 2, 4, 4, 8, or 3, 6 in some order. And these 2 cells joined by a white dot must be consecutive. Now, the special rule for all the bricks here is that they each contain 1 odd and 1 even digit. And also, there are apparent 1-cell cages, but you'll notice they're always matched by a 1-cell cage on the other side of the grid, and they actually form a brick going through the other side. So maybe you can imagine this as a cylindrical construction. So there's 1 odd and 1 even digit in that pair, and in that pair, and in that pair. So 3 of these bricks are split up across the grid like that, but they are still bricks with this property of 1 odd, 1 even digit. So those are the rules of Erebus's puzzle, which is a fascinating idea. Clearly, with the title, it's a reference to the Pink Floyd single. So all in all, we're just another brick in the wall. And there we go. So do give it a try on the link under the video. And as my brilliant merch shirt says, let's get cracking. And we will start where? Well, let's start colouring. Right, this top row has 4 bricks. And that means there's 4 odd and 4 even numbers there. Now the numbers 1 to 9 contain 5 odd and 1 even, 5 odd and 4 even numbers. So the evens must all be used in the bricks, and this odd cell, this extra cell rather, must be odd. Now the same is going to happen in row 2. We've got 3 bricks, and remember that's a fourth, so that cell must be odd. But there aren't many other cells with 4 bricks in. There's one down at the bottom, row 9. Sorry, there aren't many other rows with 4 bricks in, but the one at the bottom is, so that one's odd. And that's the free giveaways finished there. Okay. Right. Now I've just realized that this cell connects a run of 3 black dotted cells together. And we know from doing Kropki dots in the past that this run of cells must either go 1, 2, 4 or 2, 4, 8, one way or the other. And that means the middle cell is 2 or 4, and that is even. And I think I'm going to use blue for even. We use blue for even regularly and orange for odd. Now each brick is 1 even and 1 odd, so actually yes, I can fill that in. I've just realized this is a brick, one of a few vertical bricks in the puzzle. So that's even, right? Yeah, no, this works better. So now there are 3 bricks in this row. They each have an even digit in, so we've used up virtually the 4 even digits. And those ones are odd. Now a 5 pair is also clearly 1 odd and 1 even to add up to an odd number in 2 cells. So that one's even, so this becomes odd. A consecutive pair is also 1 odd and 1 even, they all are. So that's even and that's odd. Okay, I've also had the thought about a black pair, that they must contain at least 1 even digit, either 1 or 2. So I can't use that here. Oh, okay. And I will finally round off the thinking about an X. That is actually going to be 2 of the same parity, odd or even. Now, this one is in the middle of a run of 3 black dots. And just as up here, that means the middle one is 2 or 4 and is even. So we get odd here, and now we know that this X could be 1 and 9, for instance. They're both going to be the same parity to add to an even number. So that's even. This is now, yes, we know what number this is. We get an actual number in the grid. To join on to 2 or 4 with a black dot but be odd, this has to be 1. So we get a 2 there and then a 4 here. And that's even as well. That is part of a brick that comes out the other side of the wall. So that's even and odd. Oh, this one is in a brick that I've marked one side of, so that's even. So the 4 evens are going to be used 1 there, and the 2 already marked. So these 2 are odd. One of those is in a brick, so that's even. That doesn't tell us what the other side of the black dot is in either of those cases. Don't think. Right, but we're building up some information here, and hopefully we can use it soon to find a set of 4 evens or 5 odds and carry on. Yes, look here, that's going to be odd and even, so that is a virtual set of 5 odds completed for the box. So that's even, so that's odd. And there must be an odd in here, which will be the 5th odd in box 2. So those 2 are even, and that means these 2 are odd. It's fascinating, actually, the way this works. Now, we don't know about this. That could be even or odd. This pair. Yeah, we're going to use up the 4th even in that brick. So this pair are both odd. This one, remember, has its counterpart over here, so that becomes even. And that's used up all the bricks that cross the wall, so we don't need to worry about that rule anymore. Oh, of course, this is on an X with a 1, so that's a 9. What else have we got going on? I'm thinking about giving pair bricks I don't know a colour that is going to represent one even and one odd, but that might look more confusing to you than it needs to be, so maybe I'll hold off on that. Wow, there are very few vertical bricks, and we've kind of filled in those. We haven't filled in this one. Right, yes, we do know. Those two are going to contain evens, and we've got two other evens in row 6, so that one is odd. And that completes all the vertical bricks that I can see. That's even now. Right, that's good, because now there's an even in each of those 3 bricks, so all the evens get used up. Those become odd in row 7. That's even. Ah, yes, here's a nice point. One of these must be even, because the number that's bigger than the central digit 2 or 4 has to be even, either 4 or 8. So one of those is even, and in fact now we know that one of them is even and one of them is odd, because this is the 4th even in the column. So these two are odd. I'm going to mark those as one of each to try and remind myself. So that's even, it's in a brick with an odd, so's that. Ah, okay, here's another rather delicate point. We've got 3 evens in column 2. Now how many are we going to have up here? Well, I don't know exactly, but there's only 2 evens used there. So the most, the fewest number we could have here is 1. Because if you're using 2 evens there, then you've got to use at least 1 there to get through 4 in the box. And that, in fact, is the maximum it can be for the column, but the minimum it can be for the box. So in that group, there's 1 even and 2 odds, and that means this is even, these 2 are odd, and all of those are in bricks, so we can complete the bricks with the other colour. Here we're going to again have 1 odd and 1 even. Yeah, I just don't know which way round these go. Maybe I'm just going to take out the colours actually, because that's confusing me at the moment. And it doesn't really matter. Now, what else have we got? Right, this we must know. There are 3 blues already in the row. There's going to be another in there, so that's odd. Right, and this is on a black dot and can't be a 1, so that's a 3. With 6 there. It doesn't tell us anything about what odd number is in there. It does tell us that this is 4 or 8, because it sees 6 and 2. This sees 6 and 4. Oh, and this is on a black dot. And this can't be 1. I think this has got to be a 4, given that 2 or 8 on the black dot. That's nice. So that's 4. This is odd. Ooh, that's 4 odds in column 6. But I can't. Okay, 3 evens there. There must be an even in there as well. So this is odd. That's even. I could have done that much more simply by counting the evens there. We can finish off box 7 with an odd. Even there. That's all 4 evens for column 4. So they become odd. 2 of them are on bricks, so they become even. It's kind of a parity charge now, isn't it? Don't know about that. Still don't know about those as far as I can see. Oh, I'm going to know what this is. 2 even and 2 odd marked. That's also 2 of each, so that one's odd. Again, black croppy dot must be 1 or 3. This must be even. That gives us odd here. This one we must be able to work out in the box. It's got to be even, actually. That finishes the columns evens. This one is odd. It's in the brick that we have half completed. That's all 5 odds in this column. So all of those are even. That means all their counterparts in the bricks are odd. And we're down to 5 bricks now. Right. One of these cells is even and the other 2 are odd, and obviously the opposite way around there. Here, one of those is even and one is odd. I think we might have to do numbers now. So this has become an 8. It's very puzzling to me that given these very, very sparse other clues apart from the parity, that we can finish this. But Let's see. 6 and 8 are a pair to go in box 6. I'm really going to focus on the evens if I can for now. Just that is 2 or 6, so this triple is very useless. Actually, well, I said I'm going to focus on the evens, but I'm going to fill in 5 and 7 because they're going to have to go there. Maybe this 11 is more helpful. Oh, of course, up here on the V, that's 2 or 4 and that's 1 or 3. No, that's not very helpful. Don't see how the white dot's very useful either. Oh right, given that this set is either 1, 2, 4 or 2, 4, 8. Oh, it can't be 2, 4, 8 anymore. It definitely involves 1. It is 1, 2, 4 because there's an odd digit on it. I should have figured that out earlier. Sorry, right. So that's 2 surrounded by 1 and 4. This is now a 6. That's 8. So that one's going to be 7 or 9. We'll work that one out later. 8 in column 3 must be here. The 2 that we put in sees that, so the V is done. So we've done the V, we've done the X, we've done many of the black dots, but not all of them. That's 2 or 6 because of the black dot. 6, that 6 sees that as a 2. That fixes the triple in row 4. And that should fix all of the evens in row 6 as well. That one sees 8, 4 and 2, so that's a 6. This is 2. That's a 6 in a column. Yeah, that sees the other 3. It's definitely going to be easier to work on the evens first and then the odds. 8 and 6 there. This has become a 1 with the black dot. The 2 goes here. That must be an 8. Now we can place 6. And that cleans up the parity in this brick, which doesn't resolve these two. Let's just keep going. That's an 8, isn't it? Yeah. Then we can do 4 and 2. Ooh, black Kropke dot. So that's a 1. That might come in useful for the odds in a moment. Look, that's a 1 now. That's a 4. That sorts out the remaining parity issues in box 1, like that. 6 we can fill in as well, and now we must be able to finish box 9. 6 there, 8 now has to be here. Yep, that sorts out the last bits of colouring and parity. And there we go. So we can fill in a 4, and I think we've done all of the even digits in the puzzle now. So now it is very puzzling to me. This is 7 or 9 on the white dot. But we've pencil marked every single clue that is a V, an X, a black dot or a white dot. How on earth do we finish from here? Okay, 3 in the first column. I can see where that goes. And one of those will be 3. I have a feeling it's going to get considerably harder with the odd numbers. 3, 2, 6, 4. It's puzzling that it might solve from here. I have to admit, this is peculiar. I don't want to just go mad pencil marking. It's the sort of thing that always occurs to me as a first thing to do, but it probably shouldn't be. Right, let's try and use this, which is, or these pencil marks. How can I use them better? Right, 1 has to be in one of those cells in box 4. So 1 is in one of those cells in box 7. And that really doesn't get anything. Oh, 1 is in one of those cells in box 8. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Meant to do that. And one of those cells in box. That just kind of forms an unresolvable pattern at the moment. I'm going to need something else. 9 can't be here, so it's in one of those two. I feel I should be using this better. This is strange. The 3 there? How can this resolve? 5 is definitely there in one of those two. Oh, come on, let's crack this somehow. That is a 5 or a 7 because it sees 1, 3 and 9. 8, 6, 2, 1, 4. So, well, don't worry about the 8s and the 6s. One of those two is a 3. Oh, this is weird. What am I missing? Is it something very obvious? It probably is. It can't be to do with 1s. We've kind of got 3s going a bit already. We've only got 1 9 placed and then a few pencil marks. Do these relate to each other in any way? If they were different, that would be 3 or 5, but that's not, it's just not useful. Right, I'm sorry, I just need to refocus. Oh, the 11 clue. Okay, found it now. Sorry, that's occasioned a lot of shouting. There we go, 7 there. That puts a 7 here. That means we know where 3 goes in the column, and it doesn't go in there. That means 3 in one of those cells. This is a 5, in fact, now. 5 looking along the bottom. No help there. Oh, that's become a 5 because of the 7 as well. 7 there, 9 here, 5 here. Yes, we are getting stuff done now. Right, that is a 1 9 pair. That's 5 or 7. 9 is in one of these cells, and therefore also down here. Can't be there. That's a 7. That makes this a 9. So that's done all our marked cells now. 5 and 3 in those two. That's also 3 or 5. And these include a 7, definitely. That is 1 or 5. That's 1 or 3. Oh, and that's 3 or 5. That's a bit of a chocolate teapot triple. That's 5 or 9. I am pencil marking now, but I feel it's a bit more justified having got a little bit further. I'm still a bit puzzled that this is going to solve, I have to admit. 2, 8, 1. This is 3 or 7 because it sees every other digit. That is 3, 5 or 7. So is that because there's this 1 9 pair in the column. 8, 2, 3, 4, 6, 1, 5. That's 1 or 9 because there's a 3, 5 pair there. What are these? These are from 1, 3 and 9. So that's 3 or 9. Oh, but that could be any of them. These are hardly worth pencil marking. There are so many alternatives. I'm missing something again now. I hope it's not something as obvious as an 11 cage. I really do. Probably is, therefore. Right, these don't have a 1. That's all I really know, or a 3. Okay, so that is something to know. 5, 7 or 9. No, I was just thinking that 9 being confined in row 1 or 3 is helpful, but it's not. I've effectively resolved that already. That can't be 5. Okay, that's slightly interesting actually, because it means one of these two is a 5 and that is not a 5. But that didn't give me a pair or anything resolvable down here. There's going to be some Y-wing now, isn't there? Oh, crikey, I hope I can find it. tricky. I don't know how to... If that was a 1, you'd get 9 here, 1 here. That wouldn't really help. Maybe if that was a 7 is the way to look at this place, then that becomes a 1. No, I don't see what that does. What is this? Oh, sorry about this. Right, come on, come on. There's some way of getting through here. 8, 5, 2, 4, 6. I'm going to mark the possibilities. 3, 7 or 9 there. I think both of these could be anything but a 1. Any odd digit but a 1. So that's everything pencil marked, which is a tiny bit embarrassing. 7 in one of those two. 1 in one of those. 3 in one of those. 5 in one of those. And 9 in one of those. This quintuple looks helpful because there's only 2 orientations of it, but I don't know which one gives the same, sorry, which other cell results in the same from both orientations, but I bet something does. Come on, come on, come on. 3, 5, 7, or one of those has to be a 9. If that's a 9, we get 9s there and there and there and there. We've already got 9s in those positions, and that would finish all the 9s. Looks all right. I don't anymore disbelieve that this finishes. I just don't trust in my ability to find out how it does, unfortunately. 3s in the central column aren't in those cells, so they must be in one of those two, and they're not in those 2 cells. Whew, so that's a 7. Okay, and that's a 9 as well, so that is a real start. So I think we might be able to do it now. It's not an X-wing, it's just a marking elimination effectively. So 9 means that's not a 9. 7 means those 2 aren't a 7. That does place a 7 in box 3. That fixes row 1. Box, oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong mode. 5, 3, 5. That fixes boxes 2 and 3. 7, 9, yes. Yes, box 7 is done. And box 8, which was annoying me. There we go. This becomes a 9. Yeah, well, surely we're finishing now. Right. That wasn't too bad in the end. I wasn't playing an absolute blinder there at the finish, to be fair. But we still get through the puzzle, and that is a really neat puzzle. Maybe I should have just taken the orange shading out of it, to be honest. Maybe I could have seen the digits more clearly then. But on the other hand, it looks more like a wall with orange in it. Maybe for that reason, I mean, or sort of more browny colour. More brick colour anyway. But there we go. So I hope there wasn't any dark sarcasm in the audience. But we have completed another brick in the wall. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you as always for watching. As I said, the longer version of the rules is in the description field and of course on the video. The shorter version is on the pop-up, but there we go. Hope to see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.